Yeah, man, there's something about the following through structure of this part here, which is really compelling. Now, here at I, that could be a cadence, right? But like, it's not. It tosses itself into another phrase, and that's like a suspension of your expectations there. You expect it to just end in a cadence, but it doesn't. It launches into a 16th note idea. And what's cool about that is because up here I mentioned it starts with 8th note figure, 16th, 8th note figure, 8th note figure, 16th run. Because that's the pattern up here. That's why it's cool at I that when you get to this section, it sort of like tosses you into 16th 8th note, 16th 8th note. Because that's a subversion of what happened before. Before we had blocky 8th note figures followed by a run. And those are changes of energy, right? But here, where you expected a cadence and a similar idea, you've been given the subversion. And what I really like about it is that it's you get a longer idea here. So check this out. Here's what is the same in the structure. You get an idea, those are sequenced just like before, but now the long run or the long idea following is much longer than what happened before. And I just think that in a way that compensates for what has taken place at I when you were suddenly surprised by the lack of a cadence. It's almost as though I believe music follows a gravity or follows natural physics. So it's like at I, the ball has been tossed in the air and you have this very long type of run here. And that's what like accommodates for or makes up for the fact that you have been tossed at I. Okay, so let's give this another listen and keep in mind those structures I've mentioned. And I think that all of these elements create balance. So I would say as we listen, just kind of like look for balance, because I think what materials do determine what has to come up next for the composition to be balanced. So I think that's worth checking out. That note's really important. Yeah. What's cool about these, on this strong beat and on this release, those are not tonic notes. So they really give you a sense of like, they form the cap of these contours. You see that? They're at the tops. And like, they come after a moment where you had normal tonic materials. Those things being the peaks of the contour are what generate interest in contrast to this peak. You could say this peak and this peak. Okay, because this is very tonal. It's on E major. And right here, these things, that's where you get some intrigue in your ear, because those things like re and la are not tonic items, and they're like featured. And that's why that sounds so like, ooh, to your ear. So, okay, let's listen to that again. I think it's significant that in this section, G sharp is lowest, G sharp is lowest. Then over here, you dive down to actual like E. Because you can see back here, you don't get down to E. It just doesn't happen. But down here, you finally do. It sequences up to F sharp. And then it maintains F sharp. And yeah, it goes to E here. But I don't think, we're not like cadencing. We're not like really emphasizing E. That's on the weak beat. So you can see that F sharp is maintained as like a meeting point here and here. And we're going along here. And it takes this long journey of F sharp, E, D sharp, I mean, you can just look at the contour unfolding here, right? But you can see that even here, F sharp is retained. You've got this coming down in sequence with good voice leading and whatever, like good counterpoint. And then F sharp is still present. This note is part of the F sharp chord, right? Finally, we get to B to set up the return to E. So I just want to note that there are like important notes in this where it's like you can see the movement to the tonic is suspended for a long time. And it's because of these F sharps. It's introduced and then the materials make reference to it for a while. Like, in a way, it's like the music teases you and it doesn't return to the tonic. It makes a point of avoiding it. And you can find those guide tones that like form shelves that the music refuses to go past and just generally will come back later, like here. Even after some like derivations, like here at I, it's returned to. And those like goalposts, regardless of what the materials do between the goalposts determine what the aims are of the music. So I don't know. I was listening to this and I was just sort of struck by the structure. So I don't, hopefully you liked some of my comments about that, but yeah, I think that's it. Thanks.